Hey guys, I'm Justin.
I'm Leigh.
And together we own Horrorland Media, and today's episode is episode 8 of Welcome to Horrorland, where we go over our October 2024 collection update. So grab you your favorite comfy spot and join us as we go over what we've bought this past month.
Welcome to Horrorland.
Alright guys, so this is October of 2024's collection update. We've got 4 beautiful stacks of brand new movies. This is my monthly ass kicking where I get in trouble for everything that I've bought. It's pretty bad, but it's not as bad as you think when we go through it. You'll see why. So first stack please, ma'am. If this is the last anyone ever hears from me, the last I was seen was YouTube going over my October collection update. So October's a weird month. If you're a horror collector, everywhere has a sale. The first part of October, for some reason though, a lot of places had TV series sales. So we did partake in several of those. So I did get True Detective, Not Country on Blu-ray. I like the first season of True Detective. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. It's Jodie Foster, so I figured why not. We did get Chucky, the TV series, Season 2. We watched Season 1. I have not seen Season 2 or 3. It has since been canceled. So we'll check out Season 2. And then we also did get Season 3 as well. After that, this is what makes this stack so big, is stuff like this. So we did get Flash, the complete series. So that is Season 1. I think these are in order. I can't see. Season 2. Season 3. Season 4. Season 5. Season 6. Season 7. Season 8. And Season 9. So Grove, however you say that website, they had a sale, but you could buy the complete series on DVD. It was like $90. So I wound up going to eBay and I found a seller that had the whole thing on Blu-ray. A lot of them were unopened, and I think I gave like $60 for them, so not a bad deal. Next up, The Strain, the complete series on DVD. Pretty sure that these may potentially be bootlegs. These came off eBay. Pretty sure they may be bootlegs, but I mean, they play fine, so we'll call it a win. They were pretty relatively cheap. From Groove, we did get Fringe. This is the complete series box set, so seasons 1 through 5 on Blu-ray. I have seen this series before, much like Flash I've seen some of, but I did watch Fringe in its entirety. It's one that when I moved out of my parents' house into my apartment, I had to downsize a little bit, and that's one of the things I sold. So kind of glad to have it back now. And then next up, Family Matters. This is a complete series, seasons 1 through 9. I'm pretty sure I bought this from the same seller as The Strain. We tried to watch episode 1 and it does skip a little bit. So again, I'm going to do a little bit more watching before I try to send it back. But I think that these may be bootlegs. I mean, they look pretty good. They look pretty professional. But, I mean, they skip pretty good too. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. So that's stack 1. Stack 2. Go ahead. You have comments, I can tell.
Nope, I'm just going to refrain for now.
Great. Did get a couple bootlegs this month. So Who Killed WCW? This is from Vice. The same people who have been doing Tales from the Ring, Tales from the Dark Side, whatever it's called, I don't even know. But Who Killed WCW? Also got another bootleg for Goosebumps, the reboot series here with Justin Long. We watched this, really enjoyed it, so I know it'll never get a release, so had to get a bootleg. These are out of order. So next up, we got Baby Oopsie. These were just cheap full moon pickups from, I got these out of the MVD sale. Got Baby Oopsie 2, Murder Dolls.
Because the first trailer looked so good, we had to get more.
Baby Oopsie 3, Burn Baby Burn. These may be good, you never know.
Oh, okay.
Full moon stuff holds its value, so if we don't like it, we own Horrorland Media, I can sell them. these may be coming soon to a booth near you.
On sale, I'm sure.
Next up, The Ginger Dead Man with Gary Busey. So they did release The Ginger Dead Man 10, but I only really wanted parts 1 through 3, and I refused to give $120 for a cookie tin that I will never do anything but sit around. So we got part 1. Hopefully, eventually, we will get parts 2 and 3 as single releases as well. Next up, Doll Man. And then Doll Man versus Demonic Toys. I like the Demonic Toys series. I've never seen Doll Man. So you add the two together, we'll see what's up. Next up, one of Full Moon. The newest release from Full Moon is Quadrant. This is part of their Pulp Noir line that they've started doing. Death Streamer, I think, will be out. I think it may already be out, so I'll definitely be grabbing that one. That may be a Christmas pickup, so I stay out of trouble. Next up, Trancers on 4K. We haven't, again, much like last month, I haven't watched any of these. We haven't had time. Trancers, I think Leigh is actually wanting to watch because it has, who does it have in it that we talked about? What's her name?
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt, there you go. So she was actually intrigued by these. Did get Trancers 2, looks like it has Helen Hunt in it as well. This is Return, I can't even read that, The Return of Jack Death. And then Trancers 3, Death Lives. So we got all 3 of those on Blu-ray. We'll see. Maybe good, may suck, who knows. Next up, I already have this on Blu-ray, but I couldn't pass up the Steelbook. I've looked for it for a while now, and that is the Pumpkinhead 4K Steelbook from Scream Factory. To me, this is a beautiful Steelbook, and Pumpkinhead is a movie I like well enough. I will double dip on it because I still like my Scream Factory slipcover. I think the rest of these in this stack, so Scream Factory, of course, had their October sale. So I picked up several things. These were anywhere from like $8 to $15 for most of them. We got The Temp. I don't think this is a full-blown horror film. I think this is more of a thriller. Kind of looks like a The Game with
Michael Douglas.
Yeah, and what's the other one he's in? That's there's a lot of them. Fatal Attraction. Is he in Fatal Attraction? It kind of looks something kind of like that based off the trailer. Next up, The Shining, the revamped TV series. Everyone rags on this and hates it. I actually didn't think it was a bad series, and it's one, I know actually Stephen King, I think, prefers that to the Jack Nicholson version. So I didn't think it was terrible, and I'll take anything Stephen King on Blu-ray. Next up, this is Screamers. I think this is kind of like a sci-fi, more of a style horror. We did get Little Nicky with that. What? Little Nicky? I love Little Nicky. You gotta have Adam Sandler. So Little Nicky's great. This was a first time Blu-ray release. Never been on Blu-ray before. We do have The Howling 3. This will pair nicely with one we'll go over here shortly. The Howling 3, this is when the series really starts going down. It gets pretty rough. But it still has a Blu-ray. I wish we could get the rest of them on Blu-ray. A nice box set would be nice. The Guardian. This looks like it's from 1990. Eight-Legged Freaks with, yeah. I'm losing it tonight. I cannot think of anything. David Arquette. It's late. It's late. I'm ready for bed. Next up, Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis. Another one that gets hated on a lot. I've seen it once or twice. It's not my favorite Jamie Lee Curtis movie, but I also didn't think it was as bad as what some other people make it out to be. The Brain. This will be one of Leigh's favorites. I'm sure she loves movies like this. And that was a total joke. Brain Dead with Bill Pullman here. This is from, looks like 1990 as well. We did get this one here with the late Brittany Murphy, and that is Cherry Falls. Been a while since I've seen this one, but I have seen this one before. Again, another one that just, the early 2000s style of horror there. For those of you out there who like horror, you know what I mean. Class of 1984. Another one I've seen before. I didn't have it. And then lastly is Creepshow 3. Yes, I know Creepshow 3 is a turd in a punch bowl. This movie is pretty bad, but I got it as a completionist, and I mean, it's to me, it's not 100% unwatchable like it is to some. And we're already on stack 3, guys. So, I mean, we're going good.
Because we haven't watched any of it.
She's so mean to me. So mean.
You know, we just keep putting things on the shelf like we're going to get more time.
Look, I watched 4 movies today, thank you very much. And half of this I can't even get in trouble for because first part of this stack here is my actual September Vinegar Syndrome releases. So we do have The Howling 2 on 4K. They had 2 warehouses and they closed one. And because of that, my stuff has been coming later and later and later. My Vinegar Syndrome used to ship the 18th, usually, the 18th to 20th, somewhere around in there of every month. And now it's shipping like the 27th, 28th, which is not a huge deal because I don't have time to watch it as it is. But next up, Delirium. Asylum of Terror. This would have been a good Halloween watch, but I mean, again, we just didn't have time. Miami Connection. Flesh Freaks. I actually got more partner labels than I did Vinegar Syndrome stuff. So, The Zombie Army. I picked this one up mainly just because of the slip. I thought it was cool. And it's one that I've never seen, but I've heard a lot about. So, and that is the Blood-Sucking Freaks. This is a pretty old movie. This is from the 1976. But I've heard a lot about that throughout the years. So, one that I've never seen. Next up, this box set intrigued me. It's Cruel Britannia. This is like 3, I'm sorry. This is 3 films from Britain of the thriller style. This has Crucible of Terror, Penny Gold, and Craze. They range from 71 to 74. So we'll see there. Next up, from Scream Factory, we did get the 4K of Phantoms. So this has several people in it. I honestly don't know that I've ever seen this before, looking at the back. But it was like late 90s, early 2000s. It was those Dimension movies. And they do have The Faculty coming out. So I feel like this will pair nicely with that. Did get Nightbreed on 4K. Nightbreed's one I've gone back and forth with over the years. Do I like it? Do I not? So with the 4K, we'll see. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. But it's one that's kind of hard to follow if you're not real sure. I'm dropping stuff over here. So this one has actually been on pre-order as I pick up my dropped media here. This one has been on pre-order since March. So this is a Houses of Doom. This kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So this is a 4-film collection here. It has The House of Clocks, The Sweet House of Horrors, The House of Witchcraft, and The House of Lost Souls. So this is from Cauldron Films. It says that it is limited to 2,500 copies. These are, I think, Lucio Fulci and Umberto Lindsay films. So really cool box there. I haven't even opened it. Next up, we went to Scarefest as vendors, and Carl just kept on about Phantasm. A lot of stuff there was Phantasm, and all I have is the real crappy like Well-Go USA release. So I decided I would take it and sell it, and I did. So it's already been sold, and I picked up this one to replace it so that it would have a nice box set, and that is the Phantasm box set. Go ahead.
No.
Okay. Phantasm. So this is thanks to Carl. I had to pick this one up, but I mean, I just like having them all in their own cases. That Well-Go USA release was, mine was just the Walmart release, which was like all 5 in one case. Next up, a new release from Walmart this month is Baghead from Shudder. And then these, I got this one. So this is Mary Had a Little Lamb. Just a low-budget film from Uncorked. Was watching someone else's YouTube, don't even remember who I was watching, and this was part of their 31 Days of Halloween. They said it was a pretty decent film. This was, I think, $16 on its own, or I could add these two movies and get a pack, and it was like $21. So I don't really know why that one was so expensive, but this one right here, this is The Curse of Wolf Mountain, and I do believe that this does have Matt Rife. It has Danny Trejo, so that's pretty cool. Another one from Uncorked. I'm pretty sure this is the one with Matt Rife that I watched the trailer for. And then the last one here, Scream of the Wolf. For this stack, this is not yes, this is Uncorked. So it was a little Uncorked 3-pack, I guess. Again, I don't know why it was so much cheaper to buy the 3, but it was cheaper that way.
Get rid of the others, so they put them on sale.
Well, you know what? We'll watch and see for ourselves. So next here, the one that everybody has been waiting on for absolute years, and that is Trick or Treat. This movie is absolutely insane. I have not had a chance to watch it yet. I had a bootleg version for years and years and years. So this probably will go down as my release of the year unless they get Rumpelstiltskin out on time, which I kind of doubt they will based on TerraVision's current situation with losing their warehouse and all of that. It's not a dig at them, just shit happens. So I doubt they get it out on time. So this will probably wind up being my release of the year. That's Trick or Treat. I think they've got very limited copies left on Synapse. So if you want that one, definitely jump on it. Do not wait. It was limited to 6,666 copies, and it is all but sold out. Of course, you do have people out there like Mr. Carl, and we bought all 3 covers, so it is what it is. Next up, this is my October Vinegar Syndromes. They actually did come in October 31st. They came in just in time. So we have the Tenant with the super cool windows here. So it opens up. I don't even know if I'm going to keep this box though, just because it's so bulky. I may not keep the box on my shelf. I may just put the slipcover out. Next up, Mindbenders. Murder Party. This one had a Magnet Films release. I'd never seen it though when it had that. So they released it with this one with a slipcover. Figured why not. Trailer looks insane. From Vinegar Syndrome, we have The Ghost Dance. Another one I don't know anything about. My Vinegar Syndrome buying is really cut back because they're releasing so much stuff that's not even American at this point. But the stuff that they do, I still try to pick up if it looks halfway decent. Abducted was from a partner label. And then probably my favorite pickup out of all of those is actually Fear.com. I love this movie. This has had a DVD for years, and that's all it's had. This was one of my favorites in the early 2000s, and one of the first horror DVDs I ever had in my collection. I remember it had a snapper case, and I wound up buying it, I think, at Big Lots. And it was one of the first horror DVDs in my collection, and super glad to have that one just for nostalgic purposes on Blu-ray. A pickup that I just was going through my stuff and realized I did not have is the original Prom Night with Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen. I can't believe I didn't have that, so picked it up. A couple of brand new Walmart pickups for the month is Deadpool and Wolverine. We went and saw this in theaters. This movie's hilarious. It's worth picking up and watching just for the first opening 3-minute dance scene alone. It's hilarious.
It's definitely my favorite Deadpool.
Yes. And then another, we actually did watch Deadpool, and we get to watch Twisters as well. So this one was pretty good. Pretty much a rehash almost exactly of the first one.
Yeah, except it has Glen Powell in it.
Yes, it has Glen Powell. Woo. But I mean, overall, it was a good movie, but it was pretty much just a rehash of the first one, I felt like. But with the new stars of today, and I feel like it was definitely a lot of, our kids have not really, they've seen the original Twister, but when that one came out, they was like, it's so much better. So just kind of revamp it to get as a cash grab, I think, but it worked. So next up, one that we haven't watched, but will probably be one high up on the watch list for early in this next month is Maxine. That way we can finish the trilogy with Pearl and X, Mia Goth and Ty West. We did get Lisa Frankenstein. So I bought this one basically because we watched Abigail, and the main girl in this, and I do not even know her name. It looks like, I don't know, I'm not seeing it on the back. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. So Lisa Frankenstein, but the lead girl right here, she's in Abigail. I thought she was funny and did a good job kind of as the ditz. And so we picked up Lisa Frankenstein just to see what it's like. It also has Cole Sprouse. I was a fan of Zack and Cody back in the day, so we'll see. Grove also had a sale on 4Ks, so I did pick up the 4-film collection for Mad Max, all on 4K. Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome. I always really enjoyed those growing up. Beyond Thunderdome almost having the wrestling steel cage match style vibe. Mad Max Fury Road, a lot of people rave on it from 2015. I've seen it one time. Wasn't a huge fan, but we'll see if it's grown on me when I rewatch it. From David Kerr out there is Go Away. This is a fantastic Blu-ray release. I haven't actually watched the movie, but just the Blu-ray itself looks like it's going to be a fun time. If you want a copy of this, you can reach out to David Kerr on Facebook. I'm pretty sure he may still have some available. So reach out to him. Super nice guy. I've spoken with him multiple times and actually gotten some help and some information on our Blu-ray situation. Next up, Pool Party Massacre here. This is a Horror Pack exclusive. I've been seeing where they're getting ready to do Pool Party Massacre 2. So I'd never seen the first one. Again, another high recommendation of Carl, and I believe Eric even enjoys that one too. So when I bought those, they had this one available as well, and that's Fangs Out. So I'm excited to watch this one, kind of a different take on the, I don't know, I'm assuming vampire. So we'll see what that one's like. Trailer looked pretty good. Next up, The Unnameable. So this is just a giant creature in an abandoned, I can't remember if it's a church or I can't really remember what it is, but it's H.P. Lovecraft. I have seen this one before, long time ago. Next up, Katie Holmes, James Marsden. This is Disturbing Behavior. Pretty good movie from what I remember, almost like a Faculty, like a Body Snatchers kind of almost film. We did get several Cauldron releases. I watched Ratman this month, and that kind of threw me down a rabbit hole. So from Cauldron, I did get Sator, or Sator, however you want to say it. It's a newer movie, 2019. The trailer for that one looks like it's going to be scary as all hell. That will probably be one Lee will not be partaking in watching. Next up, Top Line, 1988. This one looks pretty good. I mean, that looks pretty awesome right there. Pretty campy. I don't know if this one will be any good or not, but we'll see. So there's Top Line. Next up, Frankenstein 80. This will 1972. I will be looking to watch this one like on a Tubi or somewhere if it's available before I open my copy. Just because this was one I was really on the fence with before I even bought it, but it was cheap enough. I figured I'd go ahead. And like I said, I'll definitely try to watch it before I open mine. And then last for the Cauldron here is Off Balance. This one's another one, looks pretty cool. Cauldron stuff's kind of hit or miss for a lot of people, so I've heard. I think Ratman is the only release of theirs that I've had. Next up from Dread, they've been on a release kick, releasing quite a bit of cool stuff. I think Beazle is now out, so that's another one I'll be looking to pick up. But for this month, we got Bag of Lies. Dread are the same ones who did the first Terrifier. They handled the release of it. So a lot of their stuff I really enjoy. I've got a huge lot of their releases. Next up, The Hangman. This one looks pretty cool as well. And then next is this is one of their older releases. This is Book of Monsters. This was on sale. It was just one that I'd never picked up. This is release number 13. I think Hangman's number 51. So that tells you how early of a release it is. And then rounding out the month, we have You Might Be the Killer from Treasured Films. This movie is fantastic. The American US Blu-ray, when it came out, it like immediately went out of print. It skyrocketed to like $50-$60. So I hung out and waited, and finally someone gave this treatment it deserved. This movie's great. You take a horror comedy at its best and you partner it with Friday the 13th, and that's what you get with You Might Be the Killer. Overall, really, really good. Really enjoy that one. So that's it. See? It wasn't that bad. I have a whole line of stuff that was just seasons. I have a whole stack of stuff that this stuff didn't even come in this. I didn't even buy this month. I bought it last month.
Okay.
You don't look
So
impressed.
you're down to 3.5 stacks.
No. 2.5. I didn't buy any of this, and that stack's all season, so I'm down to 2 stacks, and then these and that.
You still bought the seasons.
Well, yeah. But they're so big, they take up so much room. They're not as many releases. I'm not going to win this battle. Anyways, we'll go ahead and end this episode here, guys, before I get in any more trouble, as I can tell my soul is being peered into by my wife on the other end of this table. As always, though, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. A few updates. We will be at Atlanta. I have to think. I'm sorry. We will be in Atlanta the last weekend of February of 2025 for Atlanta Days of the Dead. That will be our first convention of 2025. And the first weekend, I believe it's March 2nd, we will be in Evansville, Indiana for the Evansville Horror Con. So if you guys are wanting to pick up some horror movies, by all means, grab you some tickets and come out and see us at those 2 shows. We also do have copies of our very first horror comedy available on our website. That is Mothershucker. So make sure that you follow the link that will be in the description of this video. I'm also going to put the link right here at the bottom of the page of this video. That way you guys can see it. It is horrorlandmedia.square.site. So make sure you come out and you buy a copy of that. Show us some support. We also have t-shirts, Mothershucker t-shirts, along with Horrorland Media t-shirts available for sale on there as well. We do have some exciting news. We're not going to release that just yet, but here in the next couple of weeks we will be releasing news on our next feature film, so make sure that you guys stay tuned to the YouTube channel for that, as that will be a super fun video for us to do as well. Did I leave anything out?
No.
Alright, well, I guess if that's the case, we'll end this video here. Again, guys, we do appreciate the support. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll catch you next week on Welcome to Horrorland.